You're sitting in your oral test. The teacher looks at you and asks a simple question. Can you explain the plot of the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? You know the story, you've read your textbook and your notes, but suddenly the words vanish. Your mind feels jumbled because the story itself is jumbled.
That is exactly the problem. This novella is not a straight line. It has multiple narrators and a tricky timeline. When students freeze, it's rarely a lack of knowledge. It's a lack of organization.
Hello, lovely learners. Today we're going to fix that. I'm Anna and I'm wearing my teacher hat to help you structure your thoughts.
And I'm Annie. I'm the native voice you can borrow for your test.
We're going to build a mind map together to give you total control. We're building a mind map that reads like a page of a book. You follow it from the top down and from left to right. This ensures you and your teacher can follow your logic perfectly. Today we're focusing on the key elements of the plot.
Dr. Jekyll is a respected Victorian doctor who wants to separate the two sides of human nature. He believes he can isolate his evil self through science, and so he creates a powerful chemical potion. When he drinks it, this results in the creation of Mr. Hyde. Hyde is a cruel and violent man. He represents every dark impulse that Jekyll usually keeps hidden.
For your mind map, start on the left side under the title of the work. Write Dr. Jekyll. Under it, jot down the keywords respected doctor. Below that, create two bubbles, aim and belief. Under aim, write separation of the two sides of human nature. Under belief, write isolation of evil self through science. Next to Dr. Jekyll, beside respected doctor, write potion with an arrow pointing right. This connects to the center bubble experiment, and below experiment, write Mr. Hyde. Under Mr. Hyde, add two more bubbles, cruel and violent, and Jekyll's hidden dark impulse. Now, here's the thing. The situation doesn't stay stable.
Exactly. Jekyll gradually loses control over his transformations. Hyde begins to emerge spontaneously, even without the potion. Think of it this way. Jekyll thought he could divide his soul and remain in charge. But the result was a loss of control that led straight to disaster.
Let's go back to our mind map. In the center of the mind map, beside Mr. Hyde, create a bubble called Jekyll's transformation. Below this, write Jekyll's loss of control. And at the bottom, add the keyword disaster. Let's stop for a moment to talk about the useful phrases.
That phrase I used earlier, this results in, you'll use it constantly. It's an exam-safe expression that helps you explain cause and effect clearly. Our literature example was, the experiment goes wrong and this results in Jekyll losing control over his transformations. An everyday example would be, forgetting to set your alarm results in being late for your morning exam. And here's another ready-to-use phrase. Gradually loses. It describes a slow but unstoppable change. Our literature example, as the story progresses, Jekyll gradually loses his ability to remain his respectable self. An everyday example could be, if you don't practice, you'll gradually lose your confidence in speaking English.
Let's go back to the plot. It's finally time for the climax, isn't it?
For most of the novella, the characters are confused. They think Hyde is a separate person who's blackmailing Jekyll. But on the final night, Utterson breaks into the laboratory and the truth finally emerges when they find Hyde's body and read Jekyll's confession.
Notice that Annie told us about Utterson breaking into the lab. Who's Utterson? He's Jekyll's old friend and lawyer. He is also one of the narrators of the story. Now back to the mind map. On the right side of your mind map, create a bubble called Revelation. Below this, add 3 bubbles reading from top to bottom. Hyde's body in lab, confusion of the other characters, Hyde equals separate person. Next to this section, add Jekyll's confession. This shows how the truth finally emerges through the discovery and the confession.
The truth finally emerges is a sophisticated way to describe a plot twist. Our literature example: the truth finally emerges when Utterson reads the letters left by Lanyon and Jekyll. And an everyday example could be, after a long investigation, the truth finally emerges about who broke the window.
Now, think of it this way. All these elements connect to show one message. Just as Jekyll hides his true self, the plot hides the truth until the very last page. And here's an exam tip. Use your mind map to stay calm. If you forget a specific word, like laboratory, look at your keywords. Use your useful expressions to gain time while you think of the next point.
Let's try a challenge. In the comments, write one sentence about the 2 main characters, Jekyll and Hyde. Try to use the expression gradually loses.
Write your answers in the comments below. And if you're curious or want to know more, you can find the full analysis, a blank mind map, and a phrase sheet at literaturenotrouble.com.
Don't miss our other video about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
L&T, where literature meets clarity. Stay lit.